happens when we, Minister of Finance, talk about austerity? Well, we have to cut expenditure. And what are the expenditure we start cutting? Those expenses that are not priority. And normally, we love, I've been part of that club, okay? We love to show a lot of figures in investment. And media and people and editorials and television always pushes on you and say, you are doing a lot of current expenditure, you are not doing investment. If we show investment, we feel happy, and society is happy. The point is that regularly, in general, public investment expenditures are associated with dipstick and cement, bridges, airports, roads, schools, and so on, hospitals. But we should look at this a little bit carefully from my point of view. And this is an old discussion that I have had with my fellow colleagues of the International Monetary Fund. What is gained by having a beautiful classroom with all the technical equipment, but we don't have a teacher to teach? Now, it is understood that the technical equipment, the classroom, the electricity is put there, that is investment. That is investment. But when we talk about the salary of the teacher, things change a little bit. That's current expenditure. That is not. Well, what I am saying about education, I think it should be taken into account anytime we talk about the goods and services that the government provides. Keeping nature, capital nature, natural heritage, or protected areas as well is part of that. And this is the key issue I want to talk about you this afternoon. We are still dealing with the devastating effects of the economic crisis. I mean, what the economic crisis did for our countries, really, I believe people still don't get over it and still don't realize it. The destruction of employment, capital, wealth, the crisis did. We are dealing about unemployment, poverty, income distribution, rate of growth. Those are our main concerns. And what happens when this crisis came? That the public finance became weak and the budget, national budget became tight. The resource allocation is tight and limited, especially for activities that are not relevant to face the challenges of development. Anna just said something very important. It is urgent to show to decision makers that the economic value of the protected areas form part of the output of the GDP, of the production, of the benefits and the developing and the growth and the development of the countries, and demonstrate the cost benefit of this investment money in this protection, in the protection. At the moment people understand that biodiversity is not a matter of environmentalists, but it's something that is very tight together, close together with the development, at that moment things will start changing and the money will start flowing to biodiversity programs. So my position is, like I said it for the educational sector, what we spend in biodiversity or in environment should be considered investment. And this is not a semantical issue. This is a theoretical or conceptual issue. if we are able to show the benefits that this investment do for human being and for the creation of wealth in a country, I am sure that people will realize that it is a good business to put money in these programs. If we are able to show all the important role that the protected areas play in delivering ecosystem services and other services such as water security, food, fisheries, energy, natural protection, forest tourism, responding to climate change and responding to global development challenges, we will change the history. And if we are able to show that all the diversity kept in the protected areas add value to development, the story will be completely different. And I know that this is a content discussion, but I invite you to start pushing at the high level, at the international decision makers where the accountability is discussed, and make and pressure to them to change the ideas of the way they classify this investment expenditure. There will be a great difference from that moment on. But we have to take this out of rooms like this. I'm impressed of what I have seen in this Congress. But we have to take this out of the Congress. We have to go out and convince my economic colleagues. At this moment, a year ago, I got involved in BIOFIN. BIOFIN is a United Nations development program worldwide. At this moment, we are 19 countries, but we want them to increase the number. Finances for biodiversity. What we have to do, my compromise with this program is, in a few months, make a plan to mobilize resources. And it fits good with me. I come from the financial sector. I've been a banker. I've been in the stock market. So when I saw this, I realized, well, it's something I could do. But what I found it out, when I started trying to understand environmentalist people, the biologists, the environmentalists, and I tried to understand that. And I tried to understand, what is this money for? I should say that I really have become a different economist. I am not an environmental economist. I keep being a financial guy. And I don't know if I'm good or bad, but so far it has given my way of living. So it has worked. But all this effort I have done during this year, trying to understand this other part of the life, made me come to this conclusion. Environmentalism, biodiversity policy cannot be a black box aside the rest of the development. Some girls the other day said, well, we just gain a new environmentalist. And I said, no, I keep talking about development, but including, putting together the biodiversity as part of it. And if we use it, we have to pay for it. And if we use it, we have to invest in it, because investing, protecting, restoring is a way to make that wealth grow, and society and human beings can take part of that value to do our living.